Batch merge is a new feature in AX 2012 R3, which allows you to combine multiple batches with the same dimensions into one batch. This functionality may be used if there are many particular batches throughout the warehouse that can be combined into one. This may be needed if a warehouse manager is walking through the warehouse and notices multiple batches of the same item with low quantities. In order to free up floor space for incoming shipments, he decides to merge the low quantity batches into one. It can also be used to combine an incoming batch with an existing one to improve the batch attributes value of the existing batch. This feature can also be used from a sales perspective to increase availability in inventory in order to fulfill a sales order. In this case, you would combine multiple batches with the required inventory dimensions into one batch. Batch merges were possible in earlier versions of AX, but it was a cumbersome process to change and involved multiple form adjustments. This new process streamlines the steps into one form for efficient merging. The new batch merge functionality streamlines the process. The merge can now be done on a single form. The item and the common storage dimensions only need to be specified once. Adding a source batch to the merge is very simple. You just simply pick the source batch from the lookup and click Add. The quantities and the dimensions of the source batch lines are populated automatically based on the on-hand inventory. All of the necessary information about selected source batches is visible to the users. Properties of the target batch are calculated automatically based on the properties of source batches. The properties of the target batch can also be adjusted manually. If the item has a batch number group defined, then you don't need to specify the number of the target batch. It will be fetched from the sequence at the time of posting the transfer to the journal. Let's open AX and take a look at this feature. I'm going to go to Inventory Management and then Inquiries, Periodic. Towards the bottom, there's a Batches folder and a new form called All Batch Merges. It's important to remember that there's a batch merge journal that needs to be set up on the Inventory and Warehouse Management Parameters form before you can begin to use this new All Batch Merges. Once you open this up, you can create a new batch merge by clicking the New Batch Merge button. At the top, you'll select the item that you want to create a merge for. I'll select the item D0111 that we were working with earlier. In the storage dimensions, you'll select the site, warehouse, and if applicable, the location, pallet ID, inventory status, or license plate. If the item you are working with has product dimensions, it will be required to specify those values as well. Next, I'm going to use the batch number drop-down box on the Source Batches tab to select the batch numbers I want to merge. I'll use batch numbers ending in 788 and click Add. And I'll also select batch numbers 789 and click Add. Now that the list contains all of the batch numbers for 788 and 789, I'll go down to the merged batch details. Here I can select the new batch number that I want to be used. If one does not exist, I must go create it. So I'll go ahead and do that now by right-clicking on the batch number field and selecting View Details. I'll click the new icon and create a new batch. I'll enter the manufacturing date and click Close. Now I can select that batch number from the drop-down box. This will be the new batch number for the source batches that I am merging together. The batch disposition code and other batch information can be updated as well. When I'm ready, I can say Transfer to Journal or Post the batch merge. I'll go ahead and post the batch merge. If you transfer to journal, the changes will be transferred to a journal and you can continue to make more changes to additional batch numbers and post the merges when you're complete with all of the different batch merges that need to be completed. Now that you've seen the process for manually allocating serial numbers and merging batches, let's talk about automatic allocation.